What's up everyone, and welcome back to another video being attacked by a wasp on the Honda. And yes, I know you're probably thinking this is like the 5th video in a row on this Honda. The Golf is still there, but I'm losing my mind on it, so we're just going to keep going. We are this close to putting it through the MOT, so let's have a recap of everything that we've done so far on this Honda. Starting at the front, we have new discs, new pads, new top suspension. Probably can't see it through there. New ball joint, new track rod ends, both sides, and a nice and clean wheel arch. And at the rear is probably where the most work has happened. We've had new to us trailing arms with the disc conversion on it. This suspension component up here is new. This lower suspension arm is new. And there was one more, but I can't remember where it was. Obviously we've done a little patch of welding around here on both sides, and that just leaves us with one thing. So you're probably thinking, well, that should be everything, because you said it was. Very close. We may need a tyre, which I can sort off video, but we've got these, and if you cannot tell, these are handbrake cables, because the ones that are on there are way too short. They might be for a hatchback, or they might be off of whatever they're off. They are just slightly too short for what we got. So we have some new ones, and I'm hoping that these are the correct length for us to fit on here and just have a working handbrake. Alongside that, we do need to bleed the brakes. So that's the two things that we need to accomplish in this video before we can send this for an MOT. So coming to the back of here, because I realised pretty quickly that the handbrake cables are wrong. Here's how it connects to the caliper. Literally just a pin. So we need to whack that out. There's that sort of clamp there. I don't know if you remember, but it's a similar clamp to what's on the brake hose. So that just pries up. And then, because I haven't bolted it all in properly, should be able to just pull this straight back through, and then we'll be laughing. So while I'm undoing all of these different parts for the handbrake, just the pins and everything that holds it in place, this would be a good time to remind you just to subscribe if you are enjoying the series and if you're enjoying the content. Better content is on the way, and more fun stuff will happen the further we get through this series. There was a little bit more work than I anticipated, but we are getting through it. So if you're enjoying this, please remember to subscribe, like the video, and drop me a comment if you are enjoying. And hopefully soon we'll have this Civic out the way so we can move on to the next project. So on the floor in front of me is the old handbrake cable. Should we bring up to this point like this? Same, basically the same. That's a little bit thicker, but I'm sure it'll do the same job. And then it is a lot longer. I did have to cut the end of it off, but I cut that off, I think, there. So may not look massively longer, but that is probably all that we need to get this in place. So let's work on getting the new one installed. So we're going to start by getting this through this hole. There's that. I don't know what the purpose of that is. I assume it's to stop it like chafing on there. And then as we come to the top here, we have got to get this through that bracket right there. Just like that. And then we can feed the rest of it through. This is very difficult one-handed. Feed the rest of it up and around, because that bit of metal right back here, if you remember, is held in with that clip. So I'm going to get that in place just like this. Just like that. We have this back in with this little retaining clip, and that in with that retaining clip. This now lives like that. I believe you just wedge it in there a little bit so it doesn't chafe. And we come along here, and that one, it might all be, oh no, if these are left and right, I've just put the wrong cable in. No, that's such a good possibility that I've done that as well. Because if you put that one there, oh no, looks like I've got to undo this and start again. So after my minor mishap, I did indeed put the wrong one on the wrong side. So with these two may not necessarily not line up. Reason being is because this car was made with drum brakes, and what we are putting on is disc brakes. So for example, this one is supposed to sit like that, but as you can see, the locating hole for this is at the top. So I'm just going to have to do my best to get these in place. Might include getting rid of this tab, and then this one looks nothing like what we got on here. So you can see here we have one like that and one like that. So it is a case of we are making it work, and you will get a lot of this when it comes to these modifications in cars that aren't meant for the actual vehicle. But that pokes up through here, send it off up there, through that hole, and then that boot will need to press all the way up to it. But what I'm going to do is go into the car, connect the handbrake cables where it needs to go, and then come back and attempt to get some of these, I'm going to call them hangers, in place. For example, this one is supposed to fit here. There's the locator, and this is nowhere near. You see, complete wrong side. But if I cut it off, I might be able to just bolt it that way so it's in place. I swear to God, every straightforward task I ever have never ever goes straight forward. So after about an hour of fighting, we have both cables in. So let me show you before we lower the car down and go inside the car. So starting at the back, you can see the nice shiny, I don't even know what they're called, but the clip goes through there, holds it in place. Following it down, comes through here with that rubber grommet. In here, we've got the new hardware in there. This side, we could use the new ones. I just bent that tab down. As long as it's in place, that's all it really matters to me. And then this side, I did have to use one of the old brackets, but they both go up into there. I haven't put the grommets in place yet because I want to get it all hooked up in the car and then send it back up for putting the grommets in. So you join me back here in the back of the Honda Civic, and here's where we're at. So these two balls type thing, whatever you want to call them, slot into here. So when you pull your handbrake up, that pulls forward, pulling the cables, pulling the calipers. And then there's bits on there, right here. That's why you hear that noise. This is also disgusting, so we do need to clean that before putting that back on. I believe that sensor up there is something to do with, I don't know, I think it's a headlight aim, don't know why it's there, but that's that. So we just literally need to get these, put them in there, rotate that. One is always going to be harder than the other, because once you got one in, it's now fighting the other side. But you cannot do this one-handed, so I'm going to have to do that. But yeah, you put that in there, and then you rotate it back to the normal position, and then we can tighten this up to adjust the handbrake accordingly. And then we can tighten these two bolts down, which hold them metal pieces on the end of the handbrake. So as you can see now, I've got these two in here, these two 12mm holding the cables in place, and if we pull this, that's it. I can put it higher, but that's when I'm starting to put a lot of effort into it, but that's 2, 3, 4, 5 clicks. Why it makes that noise, I don't know. It doesn't really bother me. You don't really hear that. It's just up. So now, if I go outside the car, the rear wheels should not spin. And I haven't even tested this yet, but oh, they are solid. Ready? I cannot move them. That's the driver's side. If we go around to the off side, near side, there we go. So that is our handbrake installed. So that is one more small step in the right direction for getting this for its MOT. The next video will be taking it for its MOT. So till then, stay tuned. But I have got a question for anybody in the Northwest area on, or just anybody in general, just for some advice on this paintwork. So like here, you can see a lacquer, no lacquer. So I'm going to guess that this is the base coat. If I sand this and give it a really good polish, will it come back up, or does it need paint? And or is anybody willing to just paint this for me? Because I really want to give it a go, but it's a bit of a difficult one. That, let me know down in the comments if you think this is going to pass its MOT, and I will catch up with you when we are taking it there. Thank you. Wobble the camera there. Thank you for watching this episode, and hopefully soon this car will be leaving and we'll be on to the next one. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Give me a suggestion of what you want to see next. What ideally do you think we're going to swap this car for? What do you think the value of it is? I guess we'll have to find out soon. But don't forget to subscribe, to follow the journey, and I will catch you on the next video.